Hi everyone. So please remember that things are not as linear as they used to be. And if you are on a path of personal development or evolution of your consciousness, spiritual growth, in the beginning, it's like everything. Everything you learn in the beginning, there are steps. This is what you do first, this is what you do second, and this is how you go along it. That's literally just to make sense of something that may be new. And in as much as we can all say that we're all on the path, some of us have been on the path for a while, and it is necessary to call that out because it's necessary to see that for some of us it may be necessary to really take a step-by-step approach. And for some of us, and this is who I'm speaking to, remember that things become more agile. So I see it a lot in trauma work and shadow work, which to me is a great part. I always speak about really seeing what is not seen. And there's always layers. And that actually never ends because deeper and deeper layers. Well, I won't say it never ends, but as far as for practical purposes in our journey. So there's layers and layers and layers of what we need to uncover, what comes to the fore, and what we heal. But don't, and I spoke to this in the previous video as well, and I find it so necessary to emphasize, we can get stuck in this is what you need to do first, and then you can clear it. You need to see the shadow, and then you can move on. You need to clear, you need to put boundaries in, and then you can heal. Things are not as linear anymore, and especially we're coming to a higher frequency and you're seeing things from the outside, and everything almost feels as it happens at once. And when it feels like it happens at once, it almost also feels like it's very overwhelming, because one day you're up, one day you're down, because you're not dealing with things, like I said, in a linear way. Sometimes it's just helpful to remind ourselves of that, and also to remind ourselves that we don't need to heal everything and see everything before we can move on into joy. And that's where also some people get stuck, because we think, oh, look, we have to actually first deal with our stuff and then we can move on. Yes, that's the process. Deal with your stuff so that you can open up. But the process becomes more agile. It becomes more integrated. Everything almost happens at once. It becomes for the master, it becomes very, very tricky, but also a lot of opportunity. So not to get stuck in one or the other. Oh, I'm only seeking joy and I'm not doing the trauma work, or I'm just doing the trauma work and the shadow work and I'm not enjoying myself, and I'm not actually showing up into this in this world. So just remember and see where it feels for you that it becomes more agile, that it becomes more as if you're seeing everything at once, and you basically sometimes you're touching at everything at once. Let me know if that's also for you the case and how it works for you. Sometimes I feel very overwhelmed in that process, and sometimes it also helps me to understand that yes, it is not anymore step by step, although the principles still apply. Love you lots. Thank you for listening, and have a beautiful day. Bye bye.